Hello, station engineers. It's a little dark for the start of our episode, but I am here where we're going to build a greenhouse. And I have been just getting ready to build the greenhouse since the last episode. Nothing too long or dramatic. I had to go get a little more iron just to make sure I had enough frames and whatnot. Probably would have run out, but I've been taking these canisters and switching them and filling up our stuff. So if we come over here to our thing, the number should be going up slightly as yep. So we have 305 moles of CO2, which isn't bad. It's better than we would have had if we didn't do our little gathering system over there. So I'm going to turn this off. I left it on. I now have a large battery in this. It's a good idea to put a large battery in here. And also, if you don't have the GD mining mod, I have a small battery in this beacon, but it's probably a good idea. And I'm just really put the battery in there to store it. I have 3 batteries ready to go, so shortly here we're going to use 2 of them for some power control over here. But in any event, let me grab the frames and make sure there are the frames and not the wall units. Yep, that looks like an iron frame. And we're going to make a 3x3. We could probably go bigger because we're not that urgent with food. If you're doing this for real, by for real I mean if you keep the food and the hunger like where it should be at 1, or I guess theoretically where it should be. What you want to do probably is, hold on a second, you're going to probably be building a temporary greenhouse, just something to get by, and you might even want to make it smaller. We obviously could build this a lot bigger, but the problem more is just getting the gases. You need to get enough gas to get enough pressure at that point. So there we go. So I'm going to turn this off for a second. Now I'm not going to put the walls up immediately just because let's go and get all our frames in position first. So there's our wall. Now the whole orientation of this is north-south, so you want to make sure that your east-west direction, this is east over here, is clear of obstacles. It doesn't matter if it's right there as long as you don't have a big building right here. So you definitely want to make sure you're oriented right in that sense. Whether you're building a small, tiny one because you're under the food pressure, or whether you're taking a more leisurely pace like we are in this series. There you go. So there's a nice, that's actually really probably all you need. But a 5x5 is a real nice size room for doing whatever you want, growing all this stuff. This is all you need certainly to get started. And the way I'm going to try to do it is we can just build off of this and encapsulate more or less what's in here, and then we won't even lose our atmosphere at that point. Of course, the power's low. I need food. See, I was so focused on getting all the materials. I do want to get that charged up. I don't want to. Here we go. Now that we got big batteries, I don't have to do my power critical. Okay. We also, by the way, have a canister full of waste, which is basically CO2 up there. So, all right, let's close some stuff. And let's eat a power bar. And as we're about to go get the ability to make food pretty shortly here, I hope, I wanted to point out that there are some more power bars. So if you notice, there's still 5 power bars. So, you won't have enough time to do all the stuff that I've done, especially if you don't have the mining cheat. But it's not like we're so far gone, we're making some good progress here. You're gonna have to cut corners, I would probably say don't build all of those, you don't need all of that. You just need to get some CO2, and you're not going to get much oxygen out of what's up there, but you have that oxygen tank. So maybe when this whole series is over, I'll make a video about, getting there as quickly as possible, as opposed to this, sort of modified way of doing it. But again, in my opinion, the modified way is pretty nice for other reasons. It's nice for doing the series like this where we can sit down and just learn about the game. All right, so what I want to do is get my mining tool. Or my welder, sorry. And let's turn this guy back on. And I want to weld these up for now, just so that I can place things on them. And the things that we're going to place... do we want one there? Probably do. Let's just do it so it looks nice and even. How's that sound? And that one up there as well. So what we need to do is bring power down and then split the power to two different controllers. I have two transformers, but I only think I need the one. So let's turn this guy back off and put him away. And in this pocket, I have transformers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, not transformer, I have power controller, and I'm going to take this and, okay, I'm off the ground there. I'd like to put them where I can get to them, and we're to be able to stand on the greenhouse. There we go. So I'm going to put them up here, then I'm going to switch the power direction over to the left. I'm going to put another one here, and I'm going to switch the power direction over to the right. Now, everything that comes off of this one, I'm going to make that be a, what do you call it? Everything off to the right is going to be to control the airlock itself, and then the stuff off to the left, I'm going to make we'll make a little mini air conditioning system in such a way that it will take air out of this side, cool it off, and then put it back in over on this tile, which should cool the whole room fairly well, fairly evenly. All right, so what we're going to do here is a little bit different than what we've done in the past, where we'll have one, I'll do what I can from the ground. There we go. So I'm going to have, if I do that, I won't be able to see. Let's spin that guy like this. So we're going to have one small wire. So we're going to power one transformer with two power control units. All right, with one transformer. There we go. That's what I meant to say. All right, let's see. Can we spin this? Put our jetpack on, and then we'll make a turn. And we'll just do another straight. Make a turn. Then we'll do another straight. And then we can do the rest from up here without using. Well, really, we have jet fuel now. Everything I've been dumping in there, we could use jetpack, not fuel, but we could use a like that X there is our jetpack fuel. So I want to, now hopefully this guy doesn't get in the way of some future thing we want to do. We can always work around it. All right, so there you go. So now we'll have, let's get rid of that. And might as well put this away for a second and come over to our transformers. And small transformer is going the wrong direction. See, this is how we could change direction if you wanted that switch on the bottom for some reason. So I just switched it so it's going in the right direction now. And we'll get rid of that guy. We really didn't need two, but I made two thinking two. All right, so now we're going to increase this up to 2,000 just because it's a nice number. Again, I think the wires can hold 5,000. And we'll turn this on, but we don't get, it's not green, but the only reason it's not green is because we don't have anything in here. So let's see, can we reach these guys from the ground? Would be nice, yeah, at least as far as opening that goes. Open that. Very nice. So let's see. Next thing to probably do is to go get some other stuff. Do we need frames? No, we don't. A lot of this stuff we don't need. We don't need the big power coil. So let's come back over to our locker here and put away some stuff we don't think we're going to need, which means we'll probably definitely need it, right? We will need the sheets eventually. We won't need the canister, but, well, we could go do another canister. Let me do this. Get that one sheet out of there. All right, what are we going to need? We're going to need console, which is going to be our controller for the door. We need our 2 airlock doors. Matter of fact, I'm just going to leave them in that hand. We're going to need this airlock, circuit board airlock. We don't need heavy coils. So there's the data disk. Can barely see it in there. We need the data disk. Now we're going to need, we don't need 2 active vents. We're just going to need the 1, but there you go. We got 2 now. And we're going to need a passive vent. What is this? That's radiators for our cooling system. And that's the heater. So good. I think this is everything we need to put together a working door. Let's find out. All right, so let's switch back over to the doors. Now, I usually put, you know, I don't put the doors on the outside, put the door on the inside and then rotate it. Now, one of the reasons I didn't put the walls on, because it'd be just as easy to go around here, rotate it around, put that one in. Plus, I didn't have any room in my inventory to switch that. So if we use our crowbar, we can force this guy open. Now, what we want to do, while we have this bar in place, is we want to put some stuff on this wall, or, you know, the crossbars on there. And one of the first thing will plop down, and it doesn't really matter exactly where you put it, but it should be something, you're going to be hitting this button every time you come in and out. So you can either put it right in the middle or right here. I've seen it either way. Though I like to put it right here. It's a little easier to get to the switch on the side. Not that you'll ever usually turn it off, but there you go. So one thing I know we don't have, as I'm thinking about it, we put our airlock circuit board. We need a piece of glass, which we are going to need glass anyway. There we go. 42 glass sheets will be plenty. And while we're there, I'm going to come over here and switch that guy out. And we'll go put him back in. So I have 3 canisters, which really seems to be working out pretty well, because this one can be in here emptying. You know, switch it out, bring another one back, put it in there, carry it around with me until I'm going back that way. Okay, Captain Distraction, or no, Captain Obvious. Somebody I watch, Captain Distraction or something. Anyway, so there we go. So now we have a piece of glass on here, which completes this unit. And we need to get power to them, but we also will need to put this data disk in there. And just to get it out of my inventory, the data disk lets you program this. So I'm not 100% sure what the idea is, but I guess when you don't have the disk in there, it locks it into place. I'm not 1,000% sure why they did that. Now, another thing we're going to want, oh, and there's something else we need I know I don't have, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. We're going to want an active air vent, right? And the active vent is going to blow air out of this room back into the greenhouse so that we don't lose our gas. So I'm going to turn this up and put it right here. Just because it's close, we'll use a few less pipes. If you have you can build this airlock, same exact design, just like bigger, which makes it not the same exact design, but same idea as how the circuit works. And it's not a bad idea if you want to put 2 of these vents in. If you're going to use the airlock a lot, it'll bring it down much quicker. Put each one of these passive vents. What actually happens is it sucks all the air out of this one, and then air flows back mathematically into this one. So if you put 2 active vents in there, it will pump it down faster, but it won't empty the room as fast as if you put the other active vent in the other section, you know, the other square of the thing. Okay, well, there you go. That was a lot of explaining for something we're not even going to do. Keep that in mind. And the thing that I know that we didn't have is going to be in the electronic printer is another sensor kit. We used our sensor kit for the sensors, kit sensors. Good, we got enough stuff in there. We used our other sensor kit, and I'm actually, well, You know what? I'm going to make 2, but I won't use this other one. Yeah. We're going to make 3. Eventually, we'll use these sensor kits in other places, but I know I'll need at least one more when we come to do our air conditioning. To do the air conditioning, we're going to want to know what the temperature is in the room. On the moon, you don't need... There is no temperature outside because there is no atmosphere. You have to have air temperature, or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to put this sensor... I don't think it matters because we're doing, just one square. But at the same time, we're going to put this one as far away from that thing as is reasonable. And we switched it over to be a gas sensor type. So I'm going to put that away. Sometimes I like to put a light in here. Let's do that. Just because, you're starting to get to the point in life where you can start having a little bit of luxury. I've still been running around, not doing any very much cosmetic stuff to the base, but because again, we don't have food. Really, we need to get to a point in life that we have some food. Once you have food in this game, like the anxiety, it turns into, a building game at that point. So I'm going to turn this guy, this way. Because we're going to bring power. Yeah, see, this guy kind of blocks us bringing power in. Well, we could bring it in the back if we wanted to. Yeah, we may do that. Because I need to bring... Okay, well, anyway, we'll decide on the power. So there we go. So we need to bring a wire up to here and hook those 2 things up. That's about it. We need to just hook everything up now is what I think we need to do. So let's come over. Let's do the wires that we want. You know what I want to do? I want to take out both of these. Let's see if we can get away with this without too much pain. Let's get these just so we pick up our... Yeah, so we'll take this and this off for now. And then hopefully this all goes fairly well. All right, so I want to come out of here and turn just in. I think it'll, I don't usually, we're going to jetpack because, like I said, because I think we're going to have plenty in the near future. So we'll bring this one down. And once we get past this one, we should be able to do everything else from the ground. Yep, there we go. So now we're going to bring some wires from this one. So let's put a 3-way. Then we got to turn it this way. There we go. So a lot of times it's easy to get one done. Yeah, that should be right because I'm kind of working out in midair there. And then we want to stay away from this more or less because we're going to put a pipe at the top. But let's take a corner and turn the corner. Can't really see. I think like this. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll do the same thing here. And that should actually make it look a bit nicer than I normally do try to make them look. I mean, we could take the pipe or the wires straight out the top there, but let's not be too worried. So there you go. So we need to hook up all of those things to this, plus we need to run wires across the floor. So let's go back in there since we need to run wires across the floor and do that. Wrong way. There we go. Oh, that's not what I wanted actually. We don't need it to go across. As a matter of fact, we don't even really want it to, the way we're trying to keep the systems isolated, so to speak. There we go. Straight. Might as well put the straight we need over here. Wrong way. Yeah, that's like the opposite. Yeah. Now this one, perfect. This one, perfect. And that's definitely getting everything, right? Good. So that's where the doors will go. Let's put a straight here. So we're just a little lesson on making things look nice too, huh? So why don't we turn this guy, oh, come on, in. And this guy needs to turn down. Wrong one. So that means this will need to be a straight. Yeah, so this is where you got to get the right distance away. This is why I often don't make things look nice. All right, now I rotate this guy. Now, so this guy should be a three-way corner. Oop, there it was. That's the wrong way to do it. There we go. And then this guy needs to be a regular junction like this. Wrong way. Get it eventually, huh? If you keep spinning it in enough directions, you will eventually get it. The worst part is when you keep going wrong over and over again. All right, well, that's definitely fancier than I normally ever do. And we don't have the power down from there yet, do we? Okay. Like I said, we kind of want to stay away from that. So let's take this guy back off. And I don't think it makes much difference. And that'll need to be a straight. And that'll need to turn down. And that'll need to be a three-way. Be a straight. Guess I don't need to tell you guys that every time, do I? Oh. Yeah, and this is where I'm going to need be the right direction away. And then this will need to cut off. Look at that. We just have enough wires to do this. And this is going to need to be a three-way corner. There we go. Now they should all have power. What I'm going to do real quick, let's go see how much copper. I know I have a little bit more coil in there, but how much copper do we have in this thing? Got a good amount, about the right amount, I mean. So we're just going to set this guy to making more copper coils just in case. So we got 42. That might be enough. And I certainly probably used more copper cables, I would think, doing it this way than if I had done it the straightforward way. But when we put the covers on, and you could put a floor piece in, floor grate in here, it will cover all that up. There you go. So this should be good to turn on. If we would have gotten a battery. Oh, Lord. Or two. Might as well get two while we're here. We should be able to power this guy up and see if it works. There we go. Insert a battery. Insert a battery. Now this one we won't turn on, but this one we will. There we go. We got power to the door. The light turns on. That's nice. The light won't be part of this circuit, even though it will be read by the circuit. Set the active vent outward. Yep. So it's flashing because we haven't hooked up any pipes yet, but we can turn this guy on and stop that other guy from flashing. Let's, I think we can weld up this side with no fear of needing to put it back on. Oh, no. Sorry. Let's do their pipe first. Yeah, let's just do the pipe first, which means I have to go back over here and have some pipe. And this doesn't matter too much where we put this guy as long as it's into the room. So let's just turn him so he's a little further away from the door there. He'll be right in the middle. And then we'll turn him so he's down. Now we're not going to be able to place this active vent until we put on, or passive vent until we put the grates on it. So cross members, whatever you want to call that. Iron sheet. There we go. Very good. All right, so now we should be able to put this guy on. Yeah, this one piece is unique in its not snapping and yeah. Anyway, well, there you go. So that should stop this guy from flashing yellow. Yep. Now, of course, it's not going to be very effective. But now this guy is flashing yellow because he's not set up right. And one of the things we should do is when you go to set this up, and this really confused me a lot at first, close the interior door, right? And we also probably want to even, this is like, you don't really need to do... Power low. Yeah, we did have that on. Let's go, even though I think I have a battery. No, I put the batteries up there. Let's go and take care of this. There we go. Okay, so one of the things that really confused me is the fact that you have to have this door open, the exterior door open, and this one closed. You can't have them both closed or both open. So let me come to here. No, here. And we're going to get our labeler out. And this is something, there's two ways you can go about doing this. If you have a lot of doors in your place, it's, I'm going to just call it greenhouse in. All right, and then confirm that. Then I'll come over to this one and I'll just hit greenhouse X'd. So we know for sure what it is. Now you don't necessarily need to do that, and if you don't have many doors and stuff like this, everything that's, when we put that power supply there, the only things that will show up are things that are on this side of the power supply. So it's a great way of keeping your circuits separate, and it just becomes a lot less confusing as to what's what. But if we look at this, we can see that this, if I get real close even, for all the YouTube people with lower resolution, you should be able to see glass door greenhouse EXT. And if we use the up button, I can see greenhouse interior. Now, we wanted to know, like, this is kind of what you do is tell it, well, I want you to pay attention to these things. I don't think it matters whether you pick the active vent and the sensor first or second. I usually like to pick them first. I don't want the wall light involved with it at all, but you can see it's picking up wall light, and it notices that there's a power control. But I have heard said that you should pick the exterior door, and when you do that, it should turn red, so you know for sure. Not that you wouldn't have known for sure because you just renamed them. So if you hadn't renamed them, just seeing the exterior door turn red means you picked the right one. And then this, see how it even turns this one? There, let me unpick this. See how it says exterior? Like it can't tell what's the outside at this point. So by picking this one, then it's going to assume that now you need to pick the interior door. I should stay closer. See that? And that one turned red. So beyond the fact that we're not sealed up or anything, which will cause problems, this is now not flashing yellow anymore, and you are now good to go. You have an airlock. Now, if the last thing to do would just be to take this disc out of here, and we don't have room in either one of those two things. So let's close this one, open this one. Oh, we don't have room at all. What are we going to need next? Yeah, let's take some cancel pressurize. So now what it's trying to do is it's trying to close this room, and then it's going to pressurize you and to 101 kPa, which we don't have any atmosphere. So we can actually just hit cancel depressurization, and it opens up this one. All right, let me switch that like I intended, and I clicked my finger. But let's just say we wanted to go to the exterior. You know, again, we don't have any pressure. What it'll do normally is it'll pump this room back down to 0 because we'll be the same as the interior. Once this room is at 0, which it is. If you're on Mars, by the way, we could get stuck in here because, you know, with Mars, you have an atmosphere and it may not be able to pump it down because you haven't sealed this room up yet, if that makes sense. But because we're already at 0, it's going to let us in and out. But there you go. Our airlock is working, and we can fully test it better when we have all the glass in here. So I think I'm going to get into the room. See, if you're going to get into the room, well, we'll be able to jump through the glass until we put it in. But, you know, once we seal ourselves, we probably actually want to, you know, make it so we can get back out this door. You know, so set it like this, because we may seal this whole room up while we're in here. Actually, that's not true. Not right now, because we still have some more work to do. There's a couple other things I want to do. And one of them is I want to take and put another active vent all the way. Oops, let's switch here. Yeah. I want to put another active vent all the way up in this corner. And that active vent is going to be for evacuating out all of the gases. And now that I think about it, you know what? I want another active vent. Let's go make one real quick in the pipe bending machine. Hopefully we have the stuff we need. And I do have some extra ingots over there, so we'll be active vent. Let's make one of those. Shouldn't take long. So this other active vent we're going to use to run an air conditioning system. Oops, not going to spit out, is it? There we go. And what we'll do, let's put this one. So this one will eventually get controlled by the entire system, right? And what we'll do is we'll run it, and then we'll run another pipe over to there. So what I want to do with this one is I'm just going to run this guy underground, which doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense. Oops, what did I do? Let's try this again. Stop hitting random buttons and hit ones that might actually do something. So we'll put this guy like right here. I'll put him like right there. So we'll run the power in the top here, and then we'll run a pipe down, and we'll run the pipe underground and come out. We're actually going to come out the top. And actually, I'm going to come out like over, we're going to be 2 down. So I'm going to come over here, back down, so we don't have to move all these pipes. We'll just have to, like, the system will be fit for a 5x5, if that makes sense. All right, so let me get some more pipes, since we can get this one in. Now, you know what? We want to straight, don't we? There we go. So now we're not going to be able to put the pipe in there until we take things away. I just want to make sure we put everything on this wall that we need. And I could have gone and gotten our wall heater. Is there anything else over here? Yes, we're going to need some more pipes. And yeah, we're going to need glass. We're probably going to even need more sheets. We don't need a tablet. Let's turn on the light so we can see what else is in here. We don't need stairs. We will need the radiators, but not right away. All right, good enough. All right, so the last thing I want to put on this wall is this wall heater. And I'll just put it, doesn't really make any difference unless you have a preference for the way it looks. It doesn't suck air, except for it just blows heat into the room. So I'll just turn it this way so the power is real close to this one. And we'll run power down and right into here. So, all right, let's turn this off. And then what we're going to need to do is do a little mining, huh? So let me go ahead and take these off. And it's not the end of the world to just go and grab... We'll just put that down for a second. I don't want the whole bag. I just want this. There we go. So before we go mining, we'll have to remember to put this guy back away. And we don't need to go down too far. Look, of course we get ice. Like one of the things you wouldn't want to get in the daylight. And I had no idea that that ice was even there. So we'll definitely try not to disturb the rest of it. We just want to cut out a bit of a canal here. There we go. That should be good. All right. Yeah, see, whatever ice we have is dwindling because it should be melting in the sun, I would think. But anyway. So we're going to go back to putting pipes in. Oops. And I'm definitely going to need to go get more. So if you notice, I'm getting a little bit complacent. We have tons of food compared to where we're at. I know, if not at the end of this episode, sometime we'll have... Yeah, as a matter of fact, this episode is getting long. I think I probably should break it into a two-sectioner, huh? And I'll release them both at the same time. Let's just get this pipe run, and then we'll break off the episode. I should have grabbed more pipes than that. Sorry, guys. All right, so what I'll do, we're in the middle of this one. I am going to... Oop. So we get the right distance away. I have to move a bit closer. And yeah, that should be, we'll go up one more. But eventually we'll have a frame right here, and we'll be able to, let's turn this guy, sorry. Can I get close enough now? Get back. There we go. And then let's turn them back to a straight, turn them in the right direction. And go get more pipes because we're dumb. We didn't. All right, well, why don't let me put this pipe thing in. It's taking a little while. And once I get it in and I'll get it run over to there, I will come back. And that'll be part 2 of the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed part 1. See you in a minute.